Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. You're welcome to our Health Matters, which is brought to you by Health Redeem. Our mission is to bring health awareness to as many people as we can, especially the African community. If this is your first time, please do not forget to subscribe. Press the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you will be notified about our new uploads. Do not forget to like and share. And for our returning subscribers, you're welcome. If you want to contact us, our contact details are in the comment box below. Please note, we only respond to text messages. We do not pick voice calls. We don't respond to voice calls. So do not bother to voice call us. So today we're going to be looking at what we titled as Health Comes First. So let's ride on and see what we have. Looking after your health. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, how you have to look after your health. First, we want to bring to your notice that yes, there are different classes of medical condition. It's either going to be acute or it's going to be chronic. So that is why it is very, very important you know the difference between acute illness and chronic illness. So as you can see here, acute illness becomes sudden. It's just start with a very short period of time. It's not with a very long duration. And some acute illness or acute condition can be very minor, or some can be very severe. Like for example, you see someone having appendicitis and it just comes up once. You see the pain, it comes as sharp pain, just come. So appendicitis, it could be life-threatening, but in some cases it is not if you know what to do. If you attend to it on time, then it's not a problem. Now, looking at another example we have here, like acute myocardial infarction. So acute myocardial infarction could be life-threatening. Not it could. In most cases, it requires an emergency. So it's acute, but it requires an emergency. So you need to attend to it immediately. Acute myocardial infarction means something is wrong with the heart, and it could be there is a blockage. The blood is not flowing. So it's not flowing properly to the normal place it's supposed to flow to in the heart, and this could lead to how do I put this in a very simple language, because I don't like using medical jargons here and I really don't want to use it. I want to try and explain this in a very simple way. So like acute myocardial infarction, we all have veins flowing to our heart, our blood flowing through our bodies. Let me put it that way. If there is a blockage, for example, there is an embolism. Yeah, this is big language. Maybe there is something floating in the blood and the thing blocks the vein. When it blocks the vein, then blood that is supposed to flow to some certain areas of the heart because of the blockage, the blood is not flowing there. So there becomes an infarction. So where the blood is not flowing to, the veins begins to die. So that could lead to an acute cardiac infarction, myocardial or cardiac infarction. So this kind of situation requires an emergency. That is an acute, but you have to respond immediately. Then there is another acute. It just comes suddenly, or maybe you have sore throat. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a prolonged one. You have sore throat. Yes, that one could be. It's also acute, but it's not as serious as acute myocardial infarction. So when something is acute, it doesn't mean you have to push it aside, or it doesn't mean you have to don't push it aside, but pay attention to it. And then chronic, let's look at the other one, chronic illness, which I'm really going to dwell on. Chronic disease or chronic condition, they are conditions which can last up to 1 year, more than a year, for a long period of time. It's ongoing. It could be a lifetime. And I have few examples here. We have like hypertension, that is high blood pressure, is a chronic condition. Diabetes is a chronic condition. Asthma, COPD, and many more. These are chronic conditions. And with chronic condition, you don't need to joke with it. You don't need to create a problem for yourself. All you need to do is be on top of your game. Get awareness about the condition, come to terms with the condition, and know how to manage it. So that's why we're bringing this awareness. So now you know the difference between an acute condition and chronic condition. Now, medical diagnosis. When someone is having any condition, if you are feeling any symptoms, you have any signs in your body, you go to a doctor. The doctor, what do? They will look at the nature of that condition or of the disease. They will identify the illness, and then they come up with a conclusion and say this is what it is. They will either see it. If it's acute, they should tell you. If it is chronic, they will tell you. But then they have to diagnose you. Medical doctors have to diagnose you. Hear me well. I said medical doctors, no other person. Medical doctors, they are the expert in diagnosis, and they have to do that. Now, why I am putting this video up is that I find something very, very common, especially with my African community. When they are giving medical diagnosis, the first thing they do is they reject it. Fine, you can reject it, like I put up here. You reject the reality and you substitute it for your own understanding. Fine, but is it the right thing to do? Is it the right way to go? No, it is not the right way to go. You can marry rejecting a condition together with your beliefs, because I know many people, I'm sorry to say, let me not go there. I know many people, when you tell them, if the doctor tells them this is hypertension or this is diabetes, they say, oh, it's not me, I reject it. You reject it and you're going home to sit down. Fine, I am not saying prayers don't work. Prayers do work. Prayers bring down miracles. Yes, because God said, yeah, He sent His word to heal us. But we need to do something. We need to face reality. We need to be honest with ourselves and say, what do we do? So that's why the essence of this video is to let you know you can reject it, and at the same time you have to take action. Don't reject it and stay home. Don't reject it and do nothing about it. Take the right step. There is no shame about medical condition, because it's not your doing. You can only see your physical side. So don't be ashamed. If you've been diagnosed with anything, speak to experts. Look for experts. Join the right groups. Do not be ashamed. We can talk about it, and let's start talking about it. Now, I have come to let you know that you need to be in charge of your health. It is your condition, it is your turns, and it is your life. Take charge of your condition. And how do you do that? I'm going to be explaining so many things you can do. Like I said, be honest to yourself. When I mean be honest to yourself, take an honest look at the unhealthy aspect of your life. Start with a particular behavior that will promote a healthy lifestyle for you. It is better if you take control. For example, you might decide to say, no, I'm going to stop eating salty food because you've been told you are hypertensive. That's a goal. That's you coming to reality, coming to terms with it. So there is nothing like you joking and say, oh, that is not my portion, and then you keep eating what you're eating, you keep living the way you're living. That's not going to bring success. That's going to or quicken death, quicken problem, and quicken the beginning of medical complications, which when it happens, no one wants to face that. So please be honest, be in charge. You are the boss. Now, I have put some questions together which you need to ask your doctor. Whenever you go to a doctor and he says something, oh, this is what he has diagnosed, this is what he has seen with you, fine, there is no problem. You learn to be on top of your game. So we have questions that you can ask your doctor. Now, one, first of all, when a doctor diagnoses, you both sit down. What are my treatment options? Ask him. Don't reject it. I know you can reject it because you're going to pray, fine, but you have to be factual. You have to come to terms. You have to be honest. Ask the doctor, what are my treatment options? What are the goals of my treatment? What I mean by this is, with this treatment, what are we trying to achieve? What is the aim of this treatment? And again, ask another question. If you ignore this diagnosis, if you don't take action, what are the possible complications that could come up? And how often should I monitor this chronic illness? You need to know this. It is very, very important. Another question you have to ask your doctor, should I also see a specialist for this condition? Can you recommend a support group? Like in Health Redeem, we have different support groups. And then you can ask again, what group or organization should I join? Should you be a member so that you can learn more? For example, Health Redeem. We have a lot of people which we work privately with. We don't put it up here on YouTube. So if you join our community, you will see it. So there is a button that says join the community. So these are groups where you can meet with other people if you are the type. And if there are some people, most Africans, they don't want to be, they want to maintain confidentiality. So we don't really introduce people together, excepting if they ask for it. But there are groups if you want to join groups. So ask your doctor this question. Health Redeem is not the only group there. So maybe your doctor know any other one. Speak to him, talk to him, let him explain to you. Now you know what to do, your role in the care. One of the best way to cope with chronic illness or chronic condition is when you know how to manage it. If you know how to do your blood test, or you know how to test for your blood sugar if it's diabetic, you know when to use your inhaler if it's a respiratory condition, or if it is hypertension, you know how to do your blood pressure. These will all help you. You need to know your role and play your part in this situation. This is very, very important. Start keeping record. This is what we do at Health Redeem. If you are told you are hypertensive, write the date down. Check your family history, your medication charts. Make sure you keep record of it all, especially for our parents back home and their children are abroad. Their children are now open. They know different ways of managing medical conditions. So some of them will be asking their parents, which medications are you taking? When did you start taking it? You need to know. You need to know the name of your doctor, the telephone number, the name of your nurse, the telephone number. And again, most importantly, your pharmacist. You need to have everything, the details, where they are, the medicine they are, everything you need to know. And above it all laboratory tests. It is good you have what we call an audit trail. What's an audit trail? You will be able to follow 1, 2, 3, 4. You know when this happened. Maybe when you did your first blood test, your blood sugar was 8.9, and now you are monitoring it. You believe you are on top of your game. The number should be dropping. So with date and time, keep every medical record so that in case anything goes wrong, we know where to start from. We know where to go to. Do not just be keeping things the way you see them. Do not keep things anyhow. Make sure you keep records, and it is very, very, very important.